Guess I just never think of money as an issue.
That's because you have it.
That's a good point.
We don't have as much money as you.
Okay.
I hear you.
We can talk about that.
Well, then.
Jennifer Aniston, Courtney Cox, Lisa Kudrow, Matt LeBlanc, David Schwimmer, and Matthew Perry once earned $22,500 per episode. 10 years later, each of them banked $1 million per episode. But the main six were not the only ones who built fortunes from this show. These are 10 Friends cast members, their salaries then, and their net worth now. Number 10. Jennifer Aniston. Before Friends, Jennifer Aniston was a struggling actress who had appeared in multiple failed TV pilots that got canceled before anyone noticed. She earned $22,500 per episode in Season 1, just like the other 5 leads. By the final 2 seasons, she collected $1 million per episode after the cast famously negotiated together for equal pay, a move that shattered every salary record in television. She also secured a 2% cut of syndication profits.
I get the feeling that Chandler and those guys just don't get that we don't make as much money as they do.
And since Friends still brings in roughly $1 billion a year for Warner Brothers, Aniston collects about $20 million every single year just from reruns alone. After the show ended, Aniston became one of the biggest movie stars in Hollywood. She starred in Marley and Me, which grossed $248 million worldwide. We're the Millers at $270 million. Horrible Bosses at $209 million. And the murder mystery films that became 2 of the most watched movies in Netflix history. She currently stars in and executive produces The Morning Show on Apple TV+, earning a reported $2 million per episode. She holds endorsement deals with Aveeno, Smartwater, and Emirates, and she launched her own haircare brand called LolaVie. Today, Jennifer Aniston has an estimated net worth of $320 million, making her the richest Friends cast member by $170 million over the next closest person. When you add up her acting income, her producing deals, her brand partnerships, and those $20 million annual residuals, Aniston out-earns most Fortune 500 executives. Number 9. Courtney Cox. Before Friends, Courtney Cox was mostly known for dancing in Bruce Springsteen's Dancing in the Dark music video back in 1984. She earned $22,500 per episode in Season 1 and rose through the same pay raises as the rest of the cast, reaching $1 million per episode by the final season. Like every other main cast member, she still collects around $20 million a year from syndication residuals. After Friends, Cox starred in and produced Cougar Town for 6 seasons on ABC and TBS. She kept playing Gale Weathers across multiple Scream films, and the franchise has earned over $900 million at the global box office.
Cotton Weary for the first time since you wrongly accused him of murdering her mother.
What the hell are you doing?
We want to know how you feel.
She co-owns a production company called Coquette Productions, launched a home products brand called Home Court that Jennifer Aniston helped promote, and built an Instagram following of over 15 million people where she regularly posts cooking content. Today, Courtney Cox has an estimated net worth of $150 million. From a music video dancer to one of the wealthiest women in television. Number 8. Lisa Kudrow. Before Friends, Lisa Kudrow was doing tiny guest spots on Cheers and Mad About You.
George and Emily are 2 innocent kids playing around with love. They're consumed by the fire of their passion, don't you think?
Earning barely enough to stay in the industry. She actually earned a biology degree from Vassar College and originally planned to follow her father into headache research before comedy pulled her in a completely different direction. She took $22,500 per episode in Season 1 and reached $1 million per episode by the final season. She also collects about $20 million a year in residuals, just like the other 5 main cast members. After Friends, Kudrow created, wrote, and starred in Web Therapy and The Comeback on HBO, picking up an Emmy nomination. She appeared in hit films like Booksmart, starred in the Netflix series No Good Deed, and voiced characters on BoJack Horseman and Housebroken. She also had a recurring part on Space Force alongside Steve Carell. All three women from Friends have out-earned all three men. Today, Lisa Kudrow has an estimated net worth of $130 million. From a biology student doing guest spots to one of the richest sitcom actresses who ever lived. Number 7. David Schwimmer. Before Friends, David Schwimmer was performing stage plays in Chicago with almost no TV credits to his name. He earned $22,500 per episode in Season 1. Warner Brothers bumped him to $40,000 in Season 2 because the Ross and Rachel storyline was driving the ratings. But instead of taking more money for himself, Schwimmer did something that changed the entire television industry forever. He asked all 6 actors to negotiate together for equal pay. He literally walked away from a bigger paycheck so everyone could earn the same amount. Warner Brothers fought against it, but the cast refused to film until the studio agreed. That single decision is the reason all 6 of them eventually reached $1 million per episode, and the reason they all earn $20 million a year in residuals today. Matthew Perry later wrote in his memoir that he owed Schwimmer about $30 million for making that move. After Friends, Schwimmer voiced Melman the giraffe in all 4 Madagascar films, which earned a combined $2.2 billion at the global box office. He played Robert Kardashian in The People vs. O.J. Simpson on FX, earning an Emmy nomination that truly reminded the world how talented he was beyond the Ross Geller character. He also directed the feature film Run, Fat Boy, Run and appeared in the 2024 film Little Death. Today, David Schwimmer has an estimated net worth of $120 million. The man who gave up his own raise so 5 other people could be paid equally built a $120 million fortune anyway. Number 6. Matt LeBlanc. Before Friends, Matt LeBlanc had $11 in his bank account. That is not a figure of speech.
True $11 in your pocket, and that was all you had?
Yeah, well, I was almost 11. It was like 10 something.
The man literally had $11 left to his name when the call came in. He had been doing small commercials and taking on tiny parts across television, but nothing worked out. He earned $22,500 per episode in Season 1, the same as everyone else, and that first paycheck changed his entire life overnight. By the final season, he banked $1 million per episode, just like the rest. After Friends, he starred in the spin-off Joey for 2 seasons, then vanished from acting for 5 full years. He once admitted that he spent those years doing absolutely nothing and loved every second of it. He came back with the Showtime series Episodes, winning a Golden Globe for Best Actor in a Comedy. He hosted Top Gear on the BBC from 2016 to 2019, earning a reported $2 to $3 million per year for that gig alone, and starred in Man with a Plan on CBS for 4 seasons. He also built up an impressive car collection over the years, including vintage Porsches and a Ferrari 360. Today, Matt LeBlanc has an estimated net worth of $85 million. He once said on national television that his favorite thing in the world is doing absolutely nothing. With $85 million plus $20 million a year in residuals, he earned the right to say that. Number 5. Matthew Perry. Before Friends, Matthew Perry was stuck in a contract with a failing sci-fi show called LAX 2194 that nearly blocked him from ever auditioning for Chandler Bing. He earned $22,500 per episode in Season 1 and $1 million by the final season. Perry later said he owed David Schwimmer about $30 million for pushing the entire cast to negotiate together. After Friends, Perry appeared in films like 17 Again with Zac Efron, took roles on The Good Wife and Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip, and starred in a short-lived series called Go On. He also performed in a stage play called The End of Longing at the Playhouse Theatre in London. Later, he wrote a best-selling memoir called Friends, Lovers, and the Big Terrible Thing, where he told the honest truth about his long battle with addiction that haunted him throughout the entire run of Friends and for years after. The book became a #1 bestseller almost immediately after release. Matthew Perry passed away in October 2023 at the age of 54 at his Los Angeles home, and his death shook the entire entertainment world. Fans, castmates, and millions of viewers around the globe mourned his loss. At the time of his passing, his estimated net worth stood at $120 million. His friends' residuals continue flowing to his estate, meaning the show still generates income for his family even now. Number 4. Paul Rudd. Most people do not think of Paul Rudd as a Friends cast member, but he appeared in 17 episodes across the final 2 seasons as Mike Hannigan, the man who married Phoebe Buffay. Before Friends, Rudd was already building a name with roles in Clueless and Romeo plus Juliet. His salary on Friends was never publicly confirmed, and he has admitted that he receives 0 residuals from the show because only the 6 main cast members negotiated that deal. After Friends, Rudd became one of the biggest actors in Hollywood. He starred in comedy hits like Anchorman, The 40-Year-Old Virgin, Knocked Up, and I Love You Man, before landing the role that changed everything. He played Ant-Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and the first Ant-Man film alone grossed $519 million worldwide. Avengers Endgame earned $2.8 billion at the global box office, making it one of the highest-grossing films ever made. Rudd was named People magazine's Sexiest Man Alive in 2021. Today, Paul Rudd has an estimated net worth of $70 million. From a recurring guest role on a sitcom to a full-blown Marvel superhero, and he still does not collect a single dollar from Friends reruns. Number 3. Tom Selleck. Tom Selleck appeared in 10 episodes of Friends as Dr. Richard Burke, Monica's older boyfriend with the famous mustache. Before Friends, Selleck was already a massive television star from Magnum P.I., where he earned $500,000 per episode during the 1980s. His salary on Friends was never publicly disclosed, but the role introduced him to a whole new generation of viewers. After Friends, Selleck starred in Blue Bloods on CBS for 14 full seasons as Police Commissioner Frank Reagan, earning a reported $200,000 per episode, which worked out to about $5 million per season. Over the complete run of Blue Bloods, he reportedly earned $56 million from that single show alone. He also lives on a 63-acre avocado ranch in Ventura County, California. Today, Tom Selleck has an estimated net worth of $25 million. From Magnum P.I. to Dr. Richard Burke to Frank Reagan, Selleck has been earning steady TV money for over 4 decades straight. Number 2. Elliott Gould. Elliott Gould appeared in 20 episodes of Friends as Jack Geller, the lovable and slightly clueless father of Ross and Monica. Before Friends, Gould was already a respected Hollywood actor with a career stretching back to the 1960s. He earned an Academy Award nomination for Bob and Carol and Ted and Alice in 1969, starred in Robert Altman's MASH, and became one of the most in-demand actors of his generation during the 1970s. After Friends, Gould kept working steadily in Hollywood. He played Ruben Tishkoff in the Ocean's 11 franchise alongside George Clooney and Brad Pitt, appearing in all 4 films released between 2001 and 2018. The Oceans franchise earned over $1.4 billion combined at the global box office. Gould also collected annual residuals from Friends, estimated at around $20,000 per year based on his episode count, meaning the show still pays him 2 decades after it ended. Today, Elliott Gould has an estimated net worth of $20 million. A career that kicked off in the 1960s is still paying off 6 decades later, and Friends played a real part in keeping his name alive for younger audiences who discovered him through the show. Number 1. Maggie Wheeler. Maggie Wheeler appeared in 19 episodes of Friends as Janice Littman, Chandler's loud, nasally ex-girlfriend, famous for the catchphrase that every single fan can hear in their head right now. Before Friends, Wheeler was a working character actress doing small roles across television with no breakout moment. Based on standard guest rates at the time, she likely earned between $5,000 and $20,000 per episode during the show's run. After Friends, Wheeler appeared in shows like Will and Grace, How I Met Your Mother, ER, and Everybody Loves Raymond. She also became a community choir leader and vocal coach, running group singing sessions across Southern California. Her estimated annual residuals from Friends sit around $19,000 per year based on her episode count, which means the show still deposits checks into her account every year, more than 2 decades after she last appeared on screen. Today, Maggie Wheeler has an estimated net worth of $2 million. She may be the lowest earner on this list, but the fact that a guest role from the late 1990s still pays her every single year says everything about how massive this show became and why no other sitcom in television history has ever come close to producing wealth like this for its cast. That is the full salary journey and net worth of 10 Friends cast members, then and now. Subscribe and check out the video on screen right now.